And so, thinking about God being so generous, I was considering this week talking about the prodigal son, but I thought we've done that recently. So, I just want to pick up on the generosity of the father when his son comes home, the father who represents God in that story, and how God is so generous. He welcomes us home whenever we've made a mess of things, whenever we feel we've tripped up and done things wrong. He always welcomes us home with a generous heart. And so Mel and I are going to tell you the story of the prodigal son, but it's coming from the rhyming Bible. So what we're going to do, there's a few verses to this. What we're going to do is read the verse out apart from the last rhyming word. All you've got to do, we'll leave a 3 or 4 second gap. All you've got to do is shout out what you think that rhyming word is. You should get most of them because most of them are quite straightforward. But let's tell you this story from the rhyming Bible of every last son. A man had 2 sons and he loved them, but one of them went astray, took half the man's cash and made a mad dash to a country far, far away.
The son went and spent all his money. He gambled and partied all day. It didn't take long, and when it was gone, his friends all just wandered away.
For every last son is special, no matter how far he roams. So the father will wait just as long as it takes until his lost son comes home.
And then, when things couldn't look harder, a famine came on that land. With nothing to eat, no shoes on his feet, the son hoped for some helping hand.
When no one would stoop to assist him, he found a disgusting job, feeding the swine. He wished he could dine on that grub they sucked in their gobs.
For every last son is special, no matter how far he roams. So the father will wait just as long as it takes until his lost son comes home.
And then the son came to his senses. Just what am I doing? He said. I'll go to my dad, admit I've been bad, and work as his servant instead.
At once he went back to his father. And when the old man saw his boy, he started to run towards his lost son, racing and jumping for joy.
For every last son is special, no matter how far he roams. So the father will wait just as long as it takes until his lost son comes home.
And there, in the arms of his father, the son, just as planned, bowed his head. I'm not worthy, Dad, to be called your lad. Let me work as your servant instead.
But the father just smiled and said, Nonsense. He called to his servants, Come here, bring a robe now, go kill a fat cow. My son, my lost son, has just reappeared.
Not fair, said the older son, grumbling. But right, said his patient old dad. Your brother was dead. He's alive now instead. It's time for us all to be glad.
For every last son is special, no matter how far he roams. So the father will wait just as long as it takes until his lost son comes home.